This is the Nintendo Switch, the latest console to come from Nintendo. It has sold 68.3 million units and just keeps selling. Before this, Nintendo was struggling, with the Wii U being the Wii U and the 3DS doing okay but enough to get the company afloat. Nintendo had to come up with something big, something that would change the game. So I took this, put it together, I made that. So let's talk about it. On March 17th, 2015, Nintendo announced it had a new console in development. Its codename, the NX. They also announced that they would be developing mobile games, and that went well. After the NX was announced, rumours were everywhere, with people like Etika talking about all the different stuff that kept coming out for the console, from the features to its design. The main rumour was, of course, that the console would be a hybrid between Nintendo's home console and portable console. But finally, on October 20th, 2016, Nintendo put out a 3-minute and 37-second video reviewing the Nintendo Switch. And oh boy, was it the best 3 minutes and 37 seconds of my life. The trailer showed off the portability, the game cartridges, the controllers, and the games themselves for the console. But after the video was put out, Nintendo did say that all the games that were shown will be on the console. Now games like Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, and a new 3D Mario game were also going to come to the console, as those are Nintendo's big game franchises. But things like Skyrim and NBA were more there to show how they could look on the console. The video also showed the tablet-like look of the console and how the controllers could detach from the console and be used separately. It also showed a kickstand that could be used while you're out travelling on a plane, and also showed a holder for the Switch to be used while you're in a car. So it was released on March 10th, 2017 at £279.99 or $299.99 in America, with the main launch title of Breath of the Wild. Also came with 1-2 Switch, but no one talks about that. Now of course, me being a huge Nintendo fan, I of course got the console nearly a year later, because I'm terrible at setting up things. Thankfully, I got it on the 21st February 2018, and I loved it. There's so many hours in Breath of the Wild, and I love the little design of the console. Honestly, I forgot to sleep when I was playing this fucking game. It was fantastic. The actual console itself is a really nice design. It's nice to hold, the screen for the most part is great, I've had no problems with the Joy-Cons, no deja vus for me. There's also a lot of room for a bigger screen, which is something I hope gets added to the Switch 2 or Switch Pro, whichever comes first. The kickstand works, but it feels flimsy and can definitely be better. The screen is a nice quality, but it's only 720p, so it ain't full HD, and the fan can also get real loud sometimes. Now the games for the Switch are just endless, from the console exclusives to the indies and even the re-releases of old games. There's something for everybody here. There's also a lot of dog shit. Yeah, like with most consoles, there's plenty of shovelware, but I'm not really going to get into that just now. I'm going to save that topic for another day. Now the games for Switch come in these really small cartridges that apparently taste bad, but I wouldn't know. But you can also download games from the eShop. Just remember to buy an SD card, because 30 gigabytes ain't going to last. As for controllers, there's the Joy-Cons, which are the controllers you get with the console. Nice slim design, fits in the hand real nice. There's also the Rumble, which is called HD Rumble. So it basically works like the controller can make it feel like there's ice in a glass. The Joy-Cons can also be used alone if you're playing multiplayer games. It doesn't work too well for all games, like I wouldn't recommend playing Smash like this, but for something like Mario Kart or Mario Party, it works fine. There's also the Pro Controller. Kinda looks like an Xbox controller, and it's the controller I'd recommend for the Switch. It's so much better than the Joy-Cons. Now at the time of recording this, there's no official word on a next gen Switch or a Switch Pro. However, there are a lot of rumblings and rumours about something coming. Whether it is a Switch Pro or a next gen Switch, I'm all for it. For as much as I love this console, there are a lot of faults with it, and the tech inside of it was apparently outdated day one release. One of the main rumours though, which I'm not so for, is that the Switch Pro will just be a little box that you can plug into your TV, but I think they should revamp this console. Bigger screen, better speakers, fix the Joy-Con drift, all that. Be much better. Something that the Switch has helped solidify for me is Nintendo's absolute dominance over the handheld market. It's something they've had since 1989 with the original Game Boy, even though there was things like the Game Gear coming out a year later with full colour screen and better speakers, or the Atari Lynx that came out the same year, and again it had much better graphics. Looking back at it, you'd think the Game Boy would fail, with its green screen, no backlight, and low graphics, but it didn't. In fact, it didn't start production until 2003. That's how popular it was. That's how successful it was for Nintendo. And since then, Nintendo have just kept hitting out the park, with the Game Boy Color finally giving the games colour, and the Game Boy Advance, a true successor to the original with better graphics, full colour, and the addition of shoulder buttons. Then we've got the DS, 3DS, and finally the Switch. Each one getting better and better. Now, if the Switch Pro is real and we get it this year, then that's it. Nintendo will own the handheld market with the Switch Lite and the Lego Switch still going as well. So it turns out I should have waited a little bit longer, because after I recorded all this, a massive leak came out for a Switch Pro or Next Gen Switch. It came from a data miner. Its code name is Aula. It's AULA. Apparently it has 4K resolution, OLED screen, and a much better battery life. From the sounds of things, I'm going to think it's a Switch Pro, not a Next Gen Switch. By the way, it's good to hear something. Even with all its faults, there is still one fantastic use for the Switch.
Oh, hell yeah!